How did LA protests erupt over the weekend, with police using rubber bullets and tear gas? And President Donald Trump announcing the deployment of 2,000 members of the National Guard to disperse demonstrators.
My husband's a soldier overseas as we speak, and I'm a veteran. So this angers me.
Peaceful demonstrations began Friday afternoon after federal immigration agents detained dozens of people amid Trump's crackdown on immigration. Demonstrators gathered outside the Metropolitan Detention Center in downtown LA. But as day turned to night, clashes flared, and they continued into Saturday, not only downtown, but around 10 miles southeast in Paramount, California. Officers in tactical gear and gas masks lined the streets and attempted to disperse the crowds. Helicopter cameras captured the moment a car went up in flames amid the chaos. Over at the detention center, protesters held a rally Saturday evening. Police emerged through a gate of the building and eventually fired off rubber bullets, flashbangs, and tear gas, leaving the streets engulfed in white smoke. President Trump, meanwhile, has deployed the National Guard to control what he has called violent insurrectionist mobs online, sparking tensions with Democratic California Governor Gavin Newsom, who called the deployment of troops purposefully inflammatory and warned it would only escalate the situation.
Alright, Shalom. I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, YAHAWAHSHI'S, Rakah, Kodash, the Balance Apostles of GMS, and sincere Shalom to the brothers out here pushing this truth and sincerity. Now, as you heard, the so-called peaceful protest, which no protest has ever been peaceful in this society, because everything turns, as you can see, turns into this. Now, this protest is all about the ICE situation, which I'm going to show another clip to get to the point of it. But if you notice, all these new protests, it's been ordinary, but I mean, these people get the quote-unquote right to protest or riot, as I like to call it, because that's what it leads to. But when things really start cracking down, it's gonna start really getting escalated. I mean, they're gonna take this stuff to a whole new level, right? Because when they employ National Guard, sure, that's fine. But when military gets involved, that's when either people scram or B, people try to test their patience and then wind up getting shot. And all this does is just kind of remind me of the thing. Well, it didn't remind me of it. Someone keeps bringing it. A lot of people loves bringing this part up. Is January 6th, right? The riot with that mess, and that was trash. I can't even call that a full riot. You had all them police there. They all had guns. They even had stuff that these guys was having. They didn't use jack shit of it. Which goes to show you a lot of this stuff is staged anyways. Hence my point of you mean to tell me they have all these weapons but can't use them. And people love bringing it up like this was some massive, unique event, and it wasn't. First of all, to show you how BS this is, you had the Haymarket riot in 1886, where police shot workers that was on strike. You had the LA riot back in 1992, when police shot 9 people. You had the George Floyd riot, which was just recent, and they shot several people. You mean to tell me they can't do stuff with do the same thing with the rest of these riots? Because at this point, these riots are just something that gets people out and going. I mean, you loving in the society. You getting Hispanics kicked out, and they tried their hardest just to get it here, and just to find out nobody wants them here. And it's funny because you actually need the Mexicans coming over and actually fixing the stuff, but it's not meant to be. This is supposed to be like Rome. Everything that's collapsing will stay collapsed. No matter who you bring over, none of this stuff is gonna be repaired. And that's only benefits the Ishikarites actually get coming over to this side of town. That's a call it town because that's the only benefit they get. They work for cheap labor and all this other stuff. Trump getting them out of the place. It's just to further cripple this place even further because now you had no workers to really work on this place. Not like how they do it. So with riots about, which is more constant than usual, you have uh if the money the value of the money is going down even further, people's getting pissed off. You have more riots, and then you want to have more people losing jobs. That's the next thing. And guess what? People are going to go into a full blown riot where these riots ain't nothing. I'm talking about when the big riots kick in, the big ones when people actually getting shot left and right, where they had to pull in the military, tanks rolling through streets. Not just because of riots, but because they're going to start implementing the MTOB. So actually, I'm gonna get into a scripture while I'm at it. This is 2 Peter 2:13. It says, "And shall receive the reward of unrighteousness, as they counted pleasure to riot in daytime. Spots they are and blemishes, sporting themselves in their own deceivings while they feast with you." And that's as you see our people. Ishkar is also our people. They're the 12 tribes, and I mean, hell, you got everybody here riding just for the fun of it now. So it's not a surprise that you're gonna get the reward of unrighteousness because you love this place. You want to make it in this place. You want to make it big in this place, and you just ain't getting it. It's not there. You have all these baby riots, and y'all ain't heard. Nothing changes. I mean, what happens at the riots now? Do they make some big announcement that they're gonna make changes? No. Everybody gonna continue on with their daily lives and proceed to be what Esau wants them to be. So you're throwing these riots for nothing. What happened with the George Floyd riot? Pretty sure Jake is still getting killed by cops. I mean, probably not more than we're killing each other, but it's still happening. With these newer riots, the alphabet riots, I mean, nothing changes. Y'all gonna go back to your daily lives and sulk, right? This is Isaiah 5:11. It says, "Woe to them that rise up early in the morning, that they may follow strong drink, that continue until night, till wine inflame them." And that's for these people that want to stay here, that want to try to make it in America, which isn't working out for a lot of people, considering that a lot of people are struggling. You have no longer a middle class. You have the poor, and then you have the rich. And I guess you could say the middle part would be the sellouts, because they ain't on the rich level. They just rented rich people. Or I guess they just rented money, basically. Because that money is given to them from the rats, and then they take it back when they act up or when they when the Lord decides to take them. So I guess that would probably be the middle one, is the rented sellouts, right? But it says, "Woe unto them that rise up early in the morning, for that drink is that lust of Babylon, to want to do wrong, to basically do all the wicked things they can, such as fighting for your rights." Yeah, you got them fighting for Issachar's rights to come into a place that doesn't want them, that uses them for not even minimum wage, for even less. It goes to show you the values of this place. That the treasures of this place ain't really worth anything. Your rights mean very little. Your rights was given, keyword, given to you, which means they can be easily taken away. Why else do you think there's loopholes in every law? Yes, if you look into it, there's a loophole in every single law. But everybody thinks these laws are, how should I say, indebted to you, and that's not the case. So this is Revelations 11 and 8. It says, "And their dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, which also our Lord was crucified." Now, you can take this both ways, because spiritually our people is dead. I mean, because look at how they act, who they chase after. But in that time, when this place is on the verge of collapsing and people is really pissed off to the point they don't care, and martial law is implemented, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of death happening. Not just by the military, but by each other. Because guess what? Our people, no matter who you bring them up with, they're gonna start killing each other. Especially if they see something in the middle of the crowd that they want. Oh yeah, guns everywhere. Which also leads me to my next point. Whenever Jake is in a riot, they never use the guns on Esau, which is funny, or any police force for that matter, any law enforcement. When things start really acting up, they start shooting each other, which goes to show you that we have no rights or no power, no way of thinking at this point. It's just a bunch of madness that people are indoctrinated. So, I seen a clip back when BLM was a thing, and they gathered together against, I think, some cops. No, I'm sorry, there was two separate occasions. One was against cops, and one was just a group gathering, right? As far as with BLM. And both times they started shooting each other. They didn't even shoot at the cops. They shot at each other. And the second time, as far as the group gathering, they just shoot each other. But and that's the thing with this society. Everything is in a dystopia. Everybody wants to come here, but nothing. Why would you want to come to a place that is basically the opposite way of living? Why would you want to come to a place that really offers you nothing? Here is the main thing that you see, even military that retire come back to where they live, and they're homeless. They don't get no care. Some of them actually do fine because they actually have their limbs intact and actually have something going. But a lot of veterans come back with nothing. And you want to be in this place? But this is fine. We want this to happen because that's part of how the Lord wants it. But all these things that y'all doing for riots, y'all really going to see the true riots when things really start sparking up. So the January 6th riot, this riot, even these past riots, ain't nothing for what's really going to be in store. So that's all I wanted to go into that. So this is a little edifying. With that, shalom.